Hello, friends. I'm alive. Laura Whitfield here, your independent Scentsy consultant with Laura's Aroma Retreat. And life has been chaotic. Really, that's what it comes down to. So I figure I was due for a long overdue proof of life check. So I've been MIA for a couple of reasons, starting with my phone was dying. So I do all my recordings on my cell phone. I don't see the need for any other fancy equipment. My phone is fine. But to be fair, I've had my other phone, for like 4 or 5 years. It has gone through many situations of being dropped, of being stolen by children, of God knows what they have put on it, life with kids. So I have been having intermittent issues with the microphone with it now for 4 months. And in the beginning, it was just like a one-off here and there where like I'd shoot a little video of the kids doing something and it would come back crackly. So like it sounded like that white static channel that goes and then it would go away. Well, believe it or not, I've actually shot a couple of videos for the channel here, knowing that I needed to pop in again at some point. And it was getting worse and worse to the point where like sometimes I wouldn't get the crackle, but then you couldn't actually hear the recording because it wasn't picking up on it enough. So I finally bit the bullet. I traded in my old phone, finally upgraded to a new phone. And so you should be able to hear me. I'm going to play this back when I hang up just to make sure, but you should be able to hear me now. And that problem should be resolved. So, it was overdue by like a lot. And, it was starting to get real disheartening to record things and then go to do like the playback and the upload to realize that like I had wasted it. So, so that's the main reason that I have been kind of MIA, because I've been having recording issues, technical difficulties, if you will. And then I don't even remember if in one of my prior videos or not, I told you guys that my sister had given me the opportunity to come on board for a temporary project, moving data from one system to the next. Now, there was a delay in getting access to that new system for one reason or another, all that, back-end contractual mumbo jumbo. And in the meantime, she was having me help out with some administrative tasks that had gotten behind. And it turns out she has offered me a permanent part-time position with her company. So while part of me misses my freedom of schedule in particular, it's not a bad arrangement. I find that it forces me to get up every day and put on real people clothes. Like not just living in my pajamas like I've been doing for the past, let's not even talk about how long. It gets me out of the house. It causes me to interact with others. And in some aspects, like it feels really, really good and really, really productive. And then there are other days where, of course, I'm like, there's other things I'd rather be doing with my time than sitting here and copying and pasting data. So, I am into the system now. So that project is in full swing, but it is going to be long-term for me. It is going to be permanent at this point. So the hours that I used to have to dedicate solely to Scentsy to fill my day while the kids were in school, I am now in an office. Then I pick the kids up. It's chaos when we get home. You know how it goes. And, dinner, homework, bath time, bed, the whole 9 yards. And then by the time it gets to the end of the day, I'm tired. I am tired. But I am still here. I found a groove, right? I'm starting to it took an adjustment. It was an adjustment period to be out of the workplace for so long and have complete freedom over my schedule to now be back in more of a traditional setting. But I want to assure you guys, I'm going nowhere. Scentsy is going nowhere. I am a lifer that is never going to change for me. I made some adjustments in the last few months because life changed, right? So I made some adjustments on, some of the things that I'm doing, some of the more fluffy things that I was doing. And I'm trying to bring other aspects to the table without taking away the customer service I've always provided, but without maybe, putting so much pressure on myself to do some of the other things. So I guess I've just learned to prioritize some things, but it is what it is. But I'm not going anywhere, right? I am literally going to do this for the rest of my life. And I do have wax collections to share with you guys. Like I said, I did a couple of video shoots. Unfortunately, like I'm still sitting on these. But I figured I would do the life check with you guys first and kind of get you caught up to date, where I've been, why I've been there. And then also my girlfriend is still here with her littles. She will be moving out on May 1st, which is kind of bittersweet. So like, I'm excited for her to have her own space, to get to start her new life, set up her home, decorate her stuff. But I'm gonna miss her. So like, we've been living together now since January. So it was kind of nice having my buddy here every day. But that it does. 4 kids is a lot. 4 kids is a lot to keep up with. So it will also be kind of nice to have like our routine back and things like that. And I can go back to maybe night shooting a little bit more, because sometimes that's been a struggle. But okay, without further ado, we have 3 wax collections to unveil. All of these are coming in the month of May. We're going to start out with my absolute favorite collection, which is this mental health collection, mental health awareness collection. This is the bomb. Now, there are other pieces that are coming with this collection, which obviously we do not get early access to. The only thing we get early access to is the wax. But there are other items in it. So like, we have our very first weighted buddy, which I'm personally really excited about. I got to hold this buddy when we went to Detroit and World Tour. It feels so good. What else are we getting with this? We are getting a Scentsy Soak and a room spray and a couple of other things. But the cool part about this is this is one of our charitable cause collections. Okay. So we have our charitable cause warmer that's in the catalog, but I'm loving that they're coming out with some of these smaller collections as well. And a portion of the purchase will go towards an organization, basically, that it will be voted in by consultants and customers alike. So I will make sure to link that for you guys down below in the description, where you can go ahead and you can cast your vote for the charity of your choice, who you'd like to see get some funds to help. And obviously, with basically my life being a dumpster fire ever since James, this is a cause that is very near and dear to my heart, because I mean, you guys have seen me go through this journey, and we are swiftly approaching the 2-year mark, which is darn near impossible to believe, that so much time has passed, but also it feels like forever since we saw him, because it has been. So this is a collection that really I feel very strongly about. And I personally need to go in and cast my vote, but I will be looking specifically for like a widow charitable place that helps, widows get back on their feet, find their place in the world again, find themselves in the world again. There has to be something like that out there. So that is what I'm going to be casting my vote towards. But our charitable causes have donated, I think the last one we did was that Heart to Heart for foster care and adoption, raised over $140,000. It was absolutely wonderful what the power of Scentsy can do by you getting what you're already going to get anyways. So we're going to dive into this collection. Obviously I've already sniffed it, because literally I already shot this video once before. And it didn't take. There were other things obviously that I scrapped. I'm like, I'm just not going to backtrack that far. So, all right, we're going to dive in. This is an amazing, amazing collection. It is calming. It is soothing. It is peaceful. It is everything that you think this theme should be. I have my two favorites, which we'll do those last. And I'm going to pull out the very first bar, which is chamomile and vanilla. So chamomile and vanilla is very soothing, okay? As you would expect chamomile to be, right? Chamomile tea has got that calming effect. All of these wax bars are on the lighter side, so I feel like this is primarily a bedroom collection for me because I like the powerhouse scents throughout the main space. So bars in this collection will go really good in my bedroom and in the girls' bedroom. But if you are someone who is super sensitive to the strong fragrances, this collection is 100% for you. So chamomile and vanilla. It does have this earthy, herbal, as would be expected, tone to it. And there's just a little bit of a smoothness from that vanilla, but it's not a super sweet vanilla. So the description of this one is chamomile flower and sheer vanilla share a meditative moment of calm. So this one is not super sweet. It is very earthy. It's a good bar. It's a good bar. It's not my favorite bar, but it's a good bar. Next one up is lemon and mandarin. And you know me, I'm not a huge citrus fan. Like, I like fruity, but I'm not a huge fan of citrus. This is beautifully done, okay? The citrus in this is not sharp, but it is very clearly there. And it is described as, where are you? A citrus infusion of Meyer lemon and mandarin lightens the mood with a hint of lime. So I don't particularly get lime out of this. You just get that very well blended, smooth, slightly tangy citrus in this one. So if you are not like an orange and a lemon fan like me, you will still actually truly enjoy this bar. It's a very good one. Okay, now to my two favorites in the collection. And I'm having a hard time choosing which one is my actual favorite, but to be fair, I haven't melted any of these yet. We actually have access to two sets if we want it, and I'm seriously regretting my decision not to get the two, but I try to just get the one collection for sample making and then go back and use my rewards to get what I actually want to melt in my home. But this rosemary and mint, you guys, oh, it's so good. It's so freaking good. Okay, it has got eucalyptus in it, but it is not a super like overpowering eucalyptus like it is in Just Breathe. So it's not like a Vicks bar, but it is very clearly there. This is completely refreshing. It's slightly cool. There's no floral note to it with the rosemary, no overly herbal note to it. It's just the perfect bedroom bar. Because I like the mint scents in there. I like the eucalyptus in there. If you like eucalyptus wreath, you will like this bar. It's more or less a spring version of eucalyptus wreath, but a notch up in the eucalyptus. So this one is a rush of fresh garden mint, invigorates rosemary oil and eucalyptus. It's perfect. It is perfectly done. This will end up in my club because I'm gonna need all of it. I'm gonna need all of it. So, okay. And then the last bar in this collection, this one comes in all the things, is this blue lavender and bergamot. And I completely understand why they chose this bar. I think this is probably the most universal bar in the collection, right? Because not everybody loves mint and eucalyptus the way that I do. But this one is super soothing. This has got lavender in it that is very clearly there. So it is an herbal lavender. So it's like French lavender, but it's got that slight woody undertone to it where it's not like distinctly woods. Okay. You're not thinking like midnight mahogany. You're not thinking, white amber and teak, right? It's not that kind of wood. It's just a nice solid base, which also means that this should be a very long-lasting performer. So the wood-based fragrances tend to last a lot longer than, say, like a fruity fragrance that will warm off quickly. It is It's beautifully done. This is worth it. This is worth it and all the things. And they, for the first time ever, we are getting a single solitary diffuser oil in the signature scent, which is going to be this lavender and bergamot. I'm going to need like 10 bottles of this. I'm telling you, it's going to go wonderful in my diffusers in my room. It's so peaceful. I could like rub this whole bar over my body. Oh, I want to smell like this, which is why I'm really glad that it's coming in Scentsy Soak, body cream, oil. Like, I'm getting all the things in this as soon as it comes out. And I did not grab release dates, you guys, so I suck, but I can put that down for you below in the description too. I didn't think about that. I actually very smartly printed out the descriptions before I sat down, which is, you know, not my normal style. Normally I'm like, oh crap, I should go grab my iPad and get up and walk around and do all the things. But like, here I am thinking like, I'm prepared, and I don't have dates for you. I don't have dates, but by the way, I have started doing my own iced coffee at home, and I'm using this Silk almond milk creamer. That is top notch, you guys. I have the vanilla and the caramel. And caramel is my favorite, but I have stopped going to Dunkin' like a junkie needing a fix since I started doing this at home. So what I've been doing is printing. I'm not printing. Jeez, I can't think. The baby's crying. Like, my brain went squirrel. I have been making a full pot, getting my cup of coffee in the morning, turning it off, letting it cool down. And then I got this like fridge container thing that from Amazon, and it holds like 2 gallons worth of liquid, and it fits right nicely on my shelves, and it's got a little spigot. So I've just been making my own, but it has saved me quite a bit of money. It makes a lot of sense to do it that way. And believe it or not, I actually like it better. So it's not like I have to do cream and sugar in Dunkin's coffee. And while it is slightly sweet because it's almond, it's not overly sweet. So I've cut out a lot of that sugar, which is good. Okay. Next collection up is the Father's Day collection. This is a 3-bar collection. To my knowledge, okay, none of these collections will be split up. You will have to get them as a set, just so you know, unless you are putting them into your Scentsy Club like usual, right? So you can pick a singular bar to put it into your Scentsy Club and get it individually, but I'm going to tell you here, get the set. Get the set. It's worth it. Okay. All right. So let's dive into these guys. And I have a story to share with the next one. But I did unbox these last night in my community group. If you're not part of my community group, please feel free to join me. It's Laura's Aroma Retreat. That's where you'll find me on Facebook, TikTok. Not that I shoot a lot of TikToks, although I feel like I need to get into that, right? But I'm terrible at those shorts. Like, there's a lot of editing involved, and I'm a talker. So, like, but I signed up for TikTok because my kids kept sending me stuff, and it was like, open TikTok, open TikTok. I'm like, don't have TikTok. So I finally caved a couple months ago and downloaded it on my phone. Lexi sends me like 42 million things a day, and I'm like, well, here's an avenue I haven't tried. So yeah, but Nuggie and I did go live in the community group, and some of her descriptions are absolutely hysterical. So feel free to check us out there too if you want the 5-year-olds unboxing opinions first. Okay. The bar that everybody is raving about is this Black Tie Affair. Okay. Now, to be fair, I like all of these bars. This is not my favorite though. This is a very good bar though. So it is very clean, very crisp, very refreshing, which when you hear the description, you won't think it should sound that way, but that's exactly what it is. It is also very distinctly manly. This is like, you know, guy working out in the sun, doing yard work, comes in slightly sweaty. And I know it's probably a terrible way to put it, but it smells really good. It smells really good. So Black Tie Affair is vanilla, vanilla tobacco suits up with notes of vetiver and a spritz of white grapefruit. So this is not Hendrix tobacco, okay? That bar was terrible. I'm sorry, it was so bad. That tobacco note in there was like gag me pipe tobacco. This, I would say it has more of like almost like a wooded leafy quality. It smells more like woods to me, but I'm here for it. I like this. It smells fantastic. Okay, next one up is Day on the Field. Day on the Field. It's soapy. Okay, I don't do well with the soapy bars. I never did. Nuggie, of course, this one I think she was all about it because it's green, but yeah, this just smells like another like manly cologne with that undertone of a soap note. So while it's great, well, it's good. Okay, it's good. If you like Lake My Day, you'll like this. If you like, what's another one that we had? What was that vitamin collection? The blue bar and the vitamin collection. I can't think of the name of it. Kind of similar to that. So it's got that like man's soap scent to it. It's nice, it's fresh, it's clean. Not bad. Okay. My favorite one in this collection though is Open Air Exploring. And this just smells like the ocean and thunderstorms and outside and rain. It's so good. It reminds me of Yankees Thunderstorm Candle. But cleaner, right? Not that heavy floral in the background. You get more of like that open air smell, like that fresh air smell than you do of like the floral notes that comes in, well, our bar Thunderstorm and Yankees Thunderstorm, but it's still got that like fresh rainfall and clean air, like spring rain scent to it. It is, it's so good. I love this one. Scentsy describes it as jasmine blossoms. I don't get floral. Not at all. Float above aquatic greens with a splash of refreshing salt water. So mostly what I'm getting is the aquatic note in this, obviously. And then the fresh air. So if you are afraid of like the jasmine, don't be. Because it's not overly offensive. So, okay. That is the Father's Day 3-bar bundle. And then lastly is our upcoming Black Raspberry Vanilla Scentspirations collection. So we have now done Vanilla Bean Buttercream, Go-Go Mango, and Christmas Cottage. Now, I did not love Christmas Cottage. You know this about me. And by the way, I had put toasted apple. Okay, so from the last Bring Back My Bar, okay, I threw toasted apple butter into my club as a placeholder, right? I never actually got the opportunity to warm it because I have not been doing like the Bring Back My Bar warming reviews the way that, I used to, where I was melting through 25 bars or trying to at a breakneck speed to give you guys a review. Instead, I have passed that early access on to my people where when we get the early access list, I will go live with it. You can also in my community group claim them a little bit early, so that you guys get early access to them, because 25 bars is a lot of freaking bars to go through. And there's just like kudos to the ones who can actually melt through that much and give an honest review. Like, that's too much for me. I can't keep up with it. I'd rather pass it along. So with the toasted apple butter, like I never circled back to it. And I was like, okay, well, we're into the last day, last 24 hours. I'm going to throw this in my club. I'm going to throw it in my quarterly club. And we're going to secure this bar because on cold, I really, really loved it, right? Like it gave me apple butter frosting vibes. It doesn't give me that in the warmer. So it got cut today. It was a nostril burner. There was a lot of cinnamon in it. I did end up adding some like sugar cookie brick to it just to kind of bring it down and make it tolerable, because my girlfriend got home and she's like, what does the house smell like? And I was like, yeah, I need to fix this. It's bad. So, all right. Speaking of bad things, Black Raspberry Sangria. So I will say, probably most of you will like it. There is a very strong citrus in this. Like I said, we're now doing the black raspberry vanilla. I'm all over the place. Forgive me. Like the baby's still crying. I'm still squirreling. It's fine. I don't love it. I don't love it. It's a strong citrus to me. So it does have that nice dark blackberry in it. Like you do pick up on that, but that citrus really comes through. So black raspberry sangria, juicy dark berries and vibrant orange with a splash of fruit nectar. Yeah, there's a lot of orange in this bar for me. I can't. So this is 100% not my fave, but that's okay. Right? Like you can't like them all. And I don't know if we're going to be able to split this up. In the past Sunspiration collections, you could just buy the one that you wanted. But I don't know. Right now they're saying it's a collection. So if you are a citrus lover, you will enjoy this. And truthfully, at the end of the day, like everybody's nose is different, right? Because I've seen other reviews on this collection and like it's a popular bar. Like everybody says, oh, the whole collection is great. And I think like under the right nose, it probably is. I just don't do orange. So if you like orange sun-kissed citrus, that sunshine mango that we have out right now, you'll probably like this. It's just not up my alley. Okay, you get your traditional black raspberry vanilla with the fun and fancy updated packaging. So this, it's good. It's always good, right? Like you cannot go wrong with black raspberry vanilla. Now, to be fair, you guys, like I really truly love this bar. I don't melt it often enough because at the end of the day, like I'm so busy warming through all of the other collections that sometimes I don't get back to the classics unless I force myself to do it like I did over winter with Silver Bells, where I was like, you know what? I don't think I've warmed this in like 2 years. I'm going to put it in, and it was phenomenal. Like I forgot how good it was. I didn't forget how good this one is because I've used it in laundry. I've used it in other products, but you can't go wrong with it. So black raspberry vanilla, in case you're new here, welcome, is described as delicious sun-sweetened dark berries warmed with vanilla. My mouth is, first it's my microphone not working. Now it's not, now it's my mouth. So you cannot go wrong with this bar. Very, very good. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna talk about this one. This blackberry frosting. Super disappointment. This was the one I was most excited to get my nose into. And like Nuggie, of course, I was letting her do first sniffs with me yesterday, right? And she goes, ew, Mom, it smells like butter. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's frosting. We always do frosting well. Like, look at the whole vanilla bean buttercream collection. They knocked all of that frosting out of the park. It smells like butter. It's so sad. All I get is like heavy movie theater butter on cold. Now, I am hoping, beyond hope, that this is going to come alive in the warmers, right? Like we have seen that in the past where like as what it is on cold doesn't necessarily translate to what it is on warm. So I will have to come back and give you guys a review of that, but I get movie theater butter, which, you know, makes me super sad because I love a really good bakery in my kitchen. I love the frosting scents. It hurts my soul. So this is described as whipped marshmallow and buttercream sweetened rich dark berries. So as somebody who makes buttercream frosting herself, right? You can't, there is such a thing as too much butter, and it's too much butter. They could have done better. Okay. Now we have black raspberry woods. If you've been hanging out with me long enough, you know it's a no-brainer. You know how I feel about my woods. So I love everything about this. I'm torn if this is my favorite or the next one is my favorite, but this is probably my favorite. Like this is so perfectly done. Black raspberry woods is deep forest woods, shade wild dark berries. So This, I'm going to say, is more of a cedar wood. And they don't tell us which wood they're using, right? Like we have mahogany, we have birch, we have cedar. This is a cedar wood to me, okay? It's not, that like, you can distinctly tell that, like, if you're a woodsy fan, right? Like, you know when it's a birch wood, you know when it's a white wood, and you know when it's a deep, dark, rich mahogany. This is a cedar wood. So this is somewhere kind of in the middle. It's not super heavy like mahogany, and it's not super bright and light like the birchwood is. It's firmly in the middle, but oh my God, who would have thought birchwood would smell so good with blackberries? Oh, it's done fantastic. So if you have a similar scent palette as me and you like those woodsy fragrances, you need this in your life. You need everything about this in your life. And that one is likely going to my club. Okay, next one up, lizard laundry. That's what Nuggie called it. That's what Nuggie called it. Like, I was talking to my girlfriend this morning. It's actually black raspberry linen. But she was watching my live and she's like, oh my God, well, honey, what does it smell like? Lizard laundry. She's like, I was laughing so hard, I almost peed my pants because she was dead serious that this smelled like lizards and laundry. So, like, I don't know. She's 5. She has a very active imagination. This is, in my opinion, what black raspberry vanilla laundry should smell like. This has got that very fresh, clean cotton scent to it. So imagine like pink cotton, but with the blackberry instead of the strawberry. And like I said, the cotton part, the linen part is beautiful. It's clothesline quality, but you still very distinctly get that black raspberry in the background. This would make a phenomenal laundry product. Like, they could get rid of black raspberry vanilla in laundry. Sorry if you love it. I don't love it. Like, that one's weird for me in laundry. Like, I don't know how clothes smell like that. But this has that laundry fragrance in it. And this should be its replacement, right? Like, don't get rid of it altogether. You can still keep that black raspberry in the background. But, okay. This is described as fresh dark berries bring vibrance to warm linen. It is literally exactly that. So that, my friends, is all 3 of the collections that we have up and coming for the month of May that I know of. Okay. Month end is not here yet. And part of me wants to tell you, like, oh, I'm going to get more consistent. But every time I do that, I feel like I jinx myself and that I'm MIA for weeks at a time. So, like I said, I have been very much finding a new groove. I am starting to kind of get back into the swing of things, find a new schedule, find a new routine, feeling kind of that fire and that passion to get back around, and I'm here to stay. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.